easy to do. When you're a giant, standing 18 feet tall. Goat companion, far below on land. You know I can't let you slide through my hands. And our horses, we couldn't leave them behind. Our sweet, sweet horses, we couldn't leave them behind. With all our animals safely aboard, we ascend up to the heavens. Sebastian is safe with Krill once more. Uno, dos, tres, Nathan and Kevin. Zephyros takes the castle up higher.
Then hold on to something. This is going to be quite fun.
Better hold on tight in Dice and Desire.
Right, and so Zephyros has told you to bring in the horses. He's told you to buckle up, Broncos. Things are about to get a little bit bumpy. And so, yeah, what are you doing? What have you done? I believe Krill, I think, went out and got the horses. I don't know if it's more than you.
Do I get an inspiration point for saying just land the fucking castle rather than this whole two-person carry system?
Have you not got one?
Looking at my sheet, I don't.
Fuck it, have one.
Sorry, that's, yeah.
It's good, because, I mean, I don't know why I'm handing them out. I don't think any of you in the 14 sessions has actually used any of your inspiration points. So, I mean, they're basically worthless.
I haven't had inspiration.
We're usually reminded to use them when we get a second point and haven't used our first.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I haven't used my inspiration point, but I've rolled with inspiration at least 7 or 8 times and just not told anyone.
The unlimited inspiration. The Sam inspiration. No, that's unfair on you, Sam. Right. What are you? What have you done? What are you doing?
Have we slept? Are we saying that this is after sleep or before sleep?
You've slept. You're all hunky dory on your health, on your spells, on your spells. Zephyros has literally he's poked his head through the hole in the ceiling and just said, "Guys, bring the stuff in and hang on."
Dab off.
Hello.
Get your rod out.
Quite the coincidence. I was already polishing it rigorously. What do you want with it?
Other one, please.
I feel like perhaps we could all take we could put the rod in the middle of the room like a maypole. We could all take our respective steeds. So I can grab Uno, one hand on the rod, one hand on Uno's reins, and we can all do that. Start with the smallest one. So Daboff, you put your hand near the bottom of the rod.
I feel like this is one of Quinch's stories.
Then
I was going to say it does sound quite familiar.
Gregomel, you can put your hand on the rod. Then I'll put my hand on the rod. Then Quinch. Then Krill. And we can all hold on to the rod like a 5-point star. Rod one hand, horse with the other hand.
Can I ask,
so if you're...
for what purpose?
Because it's castle's going to get cray
Yeah.
up in here.
But listen, the whole castle moves. The rod doesn't.
Yeah, the rod stays where it is.
The rod stays exactly where it is. It just blows a hole in the side of the castle.
I have a bigger problem. If all you have one hand on the rod, what am I going to do with the other 6 inches? Oh, yeah.
I was just about to ask how many potatoes were on the rod at this point, by the way.
All right, innit?
So the rod stays in place, but not.
Yeah.
Oh, that won't work then, will it?
In space and not time, just in
probably,
space.
Probably crush it, actually.
Surely we could just get the horses inside and close the door.
They're inside. They're inside.
Oh, just close the door then.
Elliot, I don't think there's going to be too much turbulence on the magical flying castle on a cloud.
I'm sorry, how many times have you flown the castle?
I'm making an assumption.
Judging by the fact that his furniture's not in splinters all over the place, I'm assuming it's going to be a fairly smooth ride.
He's a fucking wizard. He can make new furniture every time.
Fair.
Then we'll just hold on to the furniture and just, if it smashes to pieces, cool. I'm going to go sit on the big stone chair and wait.
How fast is the castle moving at this point?
It is moving. That's a great question. I don't know actually what its speed is, but it takes, if it helps, it takes 11.5 days to get to Tribal. I don't know if that helps you in any way. It doesn't give me a. Is
that quicker than me?
It's not actually. I don't think it's actually much faster.
So weirdly, it's only a 3-day walk. It's a bit odd.
No, it's actually not far. It's not much faster than like horse riding.
Fine.
So yeah, okay. Right. I'm just gonna round table this. I'm literally just gonna hit you one at a time. Krill, what are you doing?
Sitting in the big stone chair.
Okay, Dweezil.
I am going to hunker down under the table.
Gregomil.
Is sitting on Smog because you can move independently.
Dabov.
Can I run to the front door, stick my head out, and do the Titanic thing, please? Yeah, King of the World.
I really hope you fall off the cloud.
My favourite part of all this is that we're preparing for massive turbulence, and it's just going to be the smoothest ride of our lives.
They say the safest place is in a doorway, so I'm also covered for that.
Sephiroth, bring everyone inside and hang on to something. I know, I'll go outside.
I'm hanging on to the door.
And finally, right. Quinch.
Quinch unfurls his wings and flies out of the door, checking that the speed of the castle is something that he can keep up with, and he flies by the side of the castle. Assuming it is, he flies by the side of the castle, just trying to keep an eye out for what's actually causing these problems.
It turns out he can't keep up, and we never see him again.
This is where you find out that the castle has an anti-wing spell, and you take 64 damage. Right.
That's gonna
With that all
actually.
said, so Krill's in the seat. Dweezil's under the chair, under the table. Gregomil's on his broom. Dabov's referencing one of the biggest movies of all time.
And really disappointed that no one came up behind me and joined in, but fine, whatever.
Well, maybe you're the one behind. Maybe you're Leo.
It's alright, I got my sketch pad, I'll draw you later.
And Quinch is flying. Right. Can you all roll me initiative, please?
Oh, hello.
Oh, what?
Oh, hang on.
Oh, God.
Right, you're all in there. Okie dokie. So,
Dweezil gets to fight the castle first.
Dweezil, Dabov, Greg, Quinch, and Krill. Okay. So, as you all get yourselves into position, you suddenly feel the castle and the cloud move in a whole new direction, where it's obviously been going quote unquote straight in the direction of Tribor. All of a sudden, it just lurches very instantly to the right, and with that, could Dweezil, you're under the chair. Under the table. As it's lurching left, you're not holding on to anything. You're just literally under the table at this point. What would you like to do to try and regain your stability?
I will reach and. Do you know what? What I'll do is I'll brace myself between the floor and the table. So I'll put my hands up to the table because it's a big table. I'm assuming it's far too heavy for Dweezil to lift. So I'm going to brace myself between the floor and the table.
So you've got hands on the top of the underneath of the table, feet on ground, essentially. Yeah. Okie dokie. So the table is going to lurch at the same time. It's not nailed down by any means. Normally the castle isn't moving at a speed that would necessarily do it. But can you roll me then an athletics check then, please?
Athletics, you say?
Yeah.
Not. Perhaps. Yeah. I would argue that Dweezil's perhaps using his dexterity for this rather than his athletic ability. But okay.
Well, I mean, you're trying. I mean, is it dexterous to try and hold yourself in place, or is it more strength? Is it more core strength trying to hold on to the bottom of the table?
When you see the gymnasts on the rings and they're in that crucifix position, is that strength or dexterity? Because that's essentially what this is, a feat of tremendous gymnastics. Right, okay, strength check. Here we go. Natural 20. Let's go for it. He's a strong boy. Big, strong boy. That's a 4.
That's a 4. As you try to do this, as I say, the table does lurch to the right, and you go with it. And you tumble... What's that? That's about 30 foot towards the stone statue, I think that is there. And with that, you're going to take 10 points of damage.
Wow, great.
Hell.
It's a good job I still had me 8. Temporary.
So, next up, Dabov. What are you doing? You're stood in the doorway.
But I'm peering out through the front doors, so I've got a hand on each door. So I'm gonna.
Okay. So what?
I don't think you're large enough to reach both.
What is your arm span?
Well, I didn't open them very far. I'm literally just. The doors were shut, weren't they? Were they shut?
The door was, yeah. So just above you on the map, that's like a curtain. And then, well, assuming one of you shut the door, I assume you did on the way in.
Yeah, I thought we shut the door when we had a rest and brought the horses in and everything, didn't we? So I've opened the door slightly so I can peer out, but I've still got one hand on each door, so the doors are just ajar slightly. I'm gonna, to stay with myself, I'm gonna sort of drop to one knee to make the most of my already low centre of gravity and just cling onto both doors.
Well, you've got a nice pendulum weight between your legs, haven't you, that keeps you stable?
Yeah, I drill my third leg into the floor.
So if you could please then roll me. So what are you holding on to anything?
Both doors, one door with each hand. I'm sort of in the crack of the two doors.
Well, yeah. Okay. Let's go with an athletics check then.
Athletics 3.
You also, unfortunately, you can't manage to get this movement in the clouds has caught you quite unawares, and you've gone falling towards the right hand side of the castle. Fortunately enough for you, however, you don't have as far to go, and you only take the 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Wow,
nice.
So your Titanic shenanigans was lucky because at least you had less distance to fall.
Well, I am king of the world. So,
Gregomel.
Right. My question here is, if I direct myself under the main shaft in the middle, could I act as if though the turbulence has bumped me up onto the second floor?
No. Yes. It's been quite a quick movement to the right, but not so much that the castle's, I don't know, suddenly gone 90 degrees in movement. It's literally just sort of moved that way in.
Okay, so it's not a believable thing, is what we're getting at.
I mean, if you want to, you could fly straight up if you wanted to, presumably. I don't know what the height is on your broomstick.
50 feet, I believe.
50 feet you can fly. In which case you could go. You're presumably you're probably your starting point is about 5 foot off the ground.
Yeah, probably about that, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Slightly hover.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'd be about halfway to the ceiling if you wanted to go straight up towards the hole.
That is a tall room.
Yep.
No, okay. We'll wait to be invited up there, because he did say don't go up there. I just wanted to be nosy, basically. Yeah, I'm just gonna hang out in the middle of the room then on Smog and just kind of counterbalance whichever way it goes.
Okay, yep, that's fine. I'll say that the room has gone about sort of 50 foot in that direction in that movement. So if you match it with Gregomel's with the broomstick's flying distance, then you sort of basically stay where you are. Quinch.
So I am flying alongside the castle. waiting to react to its movements, but largely following it.
Are you outside then? I've just said.
I am outside, yeah.
Okie dokie. So, with that, so as the castle's moved 50 foot away from you, you're obviously going to have to try and chase it. So your flying distance is only 20 foot. But you can also dash, so you could go 40 foot in total, but you'd still be 10 foot behind it, so to speak.
Okay.
So you're going to need to move to, as we're looking at it, to the right 10 foot, as in one whole square. So you're still keeping up with it, but depending on where it goes from here, obviously will depend on how much far you can keep up.
Oh, dare to dream, lads. This could be brilliant.
The baby's day out.
Dab off! Lock the door!
When I recover from my massive 1 bludgeoning damage, I'll do just that.
Krill.
Krill goes, whoa, and then he puts an arm on each side of the chair and just braces himself, and then just braces himself.
Can I have from you another athletics, please?
Athletics to brace myself.
Sorry. Athletics. Yeah, because you're holding on tight, aren't you?
I'd just call it like strength, wouldn't it? Wouldn't the ability to hold yourself still be strength?
Yes, but you rolled athletics. It's still strength. It's still the same score. It might even be better for you if you've got proficiency in it.
It is actually better.
Yes.
Athletics is my highest.
For the record, can I have your inspiration back?
Yeah, it's fine. I'll use it now if I roll crap. I will use that inspiration now.
What is the opposite of inspiration? Embarrassment.
Uninspired.
Perspiration.
Uninspiring.
Perspiration.
Oh, yeah, that's 22 overall.
22. Yeah, you're a big boy, and you're sitting in the big boy's chair. You manage to dig your hands in, so to speak, to the stone chair, and you are able to keep yourself steady. So we're back to...
Just for the record, my first roll was a natural 1.
Oh.
I'd have gone straight out the window.
Well worth doing that inspiration then. Right. With that, all of a sudden you feel after it's lurched to the right 50 foot, all of a sudden you feel the castle stop instantly and back 50 foot.
Creature's going to get whacked in the face with a castle.
Right, so
he's chasing it down, and it comes back to meet him.
I think I'd make an argument that I might be right, actually.
Yeah, he is. He's actually in front of the castle, so as it's gone back, actually, it's moved away from him again. Right. Oh, death by castle. It's like
a Looney Tunes Wile E. Coyote sketch.
Right, Dweezil. So
Hello.
Where you are now, you've got this giant statue, sort of, that you've slammed into the back of, or your back slammed into it, and you've suddenly felt the castle. So, in essence, the force would be throwing you forward, or throwing you towards the front of the castle. That statue that you're behind, you can get a grip on that. You're at the sort of the leg part of it, the leg part of the statue. So you probably could get your arms around those legs and have a grapple on them.
No.
Or you could try something else.
Yeah. What Dweezil's going to do is he's going to move with the castle. So rather than fighting against it, I'm going to move with it, but I'm going to use my acrobatic skills to kind of flip myself and land in a much more gracious way. So much like is it Aikido, the martial art where you move with the force of your enemy. Dweezil's going to do that.
Okay. Go for it then. Give me an acrobatics roll.
That's a 10. That dice is going away.
So what is your movement speed?
It is 30 feet.
30 feet. So what we'll say is then that you do try and attempt that movement. You can still do your movement. What we'll say though is, given the uncertainty of the the movement of the castle. It's difficult terrain, however. So we'll say you only sort of get halfway before the failure in your attempt. You lose your balance and you go the rest of the way towards the wall and take some more bludgeoning damage. However, it's only 15 foot, and I'm going to round down to 10. So you take one damage as you hit the. Let's see if you could get all of the walls. Let's see if you can do.
When it comes to editing, Luke, can you add in some pinball noises?
I'll see what I can do.
Dabble.
So in theory, I'm getting launched out the front door, aren't I?
So you're actually, so just to put it here, so you're there now actually, because you slammed against that side of the wall.
Cool. Do the doors open inwards or outwards?
They would open outwards.
Nice. I appreciate you checking. I have no intention of kicking them though.
I'm just thinking whether if the doors opened inwards, I'd be all right because I'm already against a wall essentially, aren't I? But if they open outwards, I could, and the doors are open. So there's a big hole there, and 50 foot.
It might be time to get that unmovable rod out.
So have I got to try and brace myself for potentially being launched 50 feet out of this castle off the edge of the cloud? I'm going to grab... What sort of doorknobs are they? I'm kind of hoping it's those big ring knocker things.
For the record, it's worth noting that there were no dunkles involved in giant castles. They were only for humanoid buildings.
Do you know what is strange? I remember the castle landing and herding the horses in. I don't remember it taking back off again. So is it just going across the ground like 50 foot in each direction, just clearing trees and shit?
Yep, you're going through Tribor at the moment. It's a ring, by the way.
I'm going to grab on to the ring. And basically, I assume I'm just going to be flapping outside the thing, clinging on for dear life and hoping not to fall off this cloud.
Oh, this is going to be fun to draw.
Yep, strength.
Oh, yeah, Gnome's favourite thing. Athletics again.
Athletics, sorry.
Oh, God. 10?
10. Okie dokie. I feel like there might be a hero movement.
Yeah, I think there's
I've got a backup plan.
Thunderbird 6 is on his way, don't worry.
Your attempt at a Titanic moment has come sort of as far as it possibly can. You go reaching for the doorknob and you get your little hands on it, but unfortunately this is a giant doorknob and you just can't get enough of a grip as the door goes flinging out and you are now very much outside of the castle.
Is he at least holding on to the door as it's outside? Don't let me go.
This is like Titanic. I'm going to die on the door.
You're outside. You didn't manage to get a grip on the thing, so you are very much sort of here,
off the edge of the cloud. Yeah.
What's his terminal velocity? We have to work out the speed at which he falls, and then the maximum speed he hits, and then work out how fast he moves in a 6-second round.
Well, am I off the edge of the cloud?
Yes.
You're
you're at the very cusp. You are literally at the edge of the cloud.
Oh, interesting. So I'm not falling. I'm just.
You're not technically falling right now, but let's see what happens with the castle in a second. Am
I going to be launched straight back in?
Pick a direction, any direction.
Greg.
I like to think that Greg's polished off a coffee at some point this morning, so this is all happening in like slow motion to him. And with that, he's going to use his supersonic speed of a dash. Can I use a dash with Smog? I guess I could.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can travel technically 100 feet.
Yep.
But a dash would also be your action.
Yeah, I know. I guess I can. Fine. I guess I couldn't grab someone like Davos and put him on the broom.
It's worth noting though, with that 50 foot, as the thing's gone, if you were to stay still, as the cloud's gone back 50 foot, you're already 50 foot closer to the door. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you won't need to dash anyway, because you'll already be 50 foot closer to the door, and then you're only about 50 foot away from
each of these squares 10. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. So you'd actually be out the door?
Yeah,
I'm like here, technically.
Yeah,
So,
so if you don't
Dabov,
move...
if anything, flew past you.
I mean, in all fairness, I did say I was matching the movement of the castle on my last go, though, so I reckon I should technically stay where I was.
It's up to you. But that's where you were first turn. As the thing moved, you could have stopped, and then at the point you've stopped, the castle's gone 50 foot, which means that it's 50 foot away from you. So therefore, you're 50 foot closer to Dabov.
So let's say I move another 20 to get Dabov. Are you going to allow me to have an action to chuck Dabov?
Yeah, because that's just movement. That's just movement. So you can now attempt to pull him back in.
Yeah, I'll pull him on good old Smog, and then
Pulls a
unrudely ask him
rubber
how
ring out
heavy
of
he is.
somewhere.
How heavy is Dabov?
I have no idea. I mean, me and Dweezil rode the broom the other day, didn't we?
Yeah,
I'm just thinking for movement, because if it goes to 200 pounds between the two of us, it goes down to 30.
What are you, a gnome?
Yeah, I think we did have it down to 30 when me and Dweezil were on it.
Yeah, we did.
So I assume Greg weighs similar to Dweezil.
Probably a bit more. He's human, isn't he? Also quite light.
I mean, position yourself well enough, mate, and then you might end up back in the castle without doing anything.
Yeah. To be honest, my backup plan was literally to just hang from the immovable rod until the castle came back. So you didn't need to rush out or anything.
Oh, fuck it. I'm going back inside.
Gnomes average about 40 pounds.
Alright, what's a human? Roughly, probably about 160. So we're going to say it's 200. So we'll go down to 30.
There is no way that Greg weighs 160 pounds. He's
no way.
He's a tiny old man.
He's 60% beard.
40% coffee.
Yeah.
Right. Lovely.
Alright, so I'll just chuck him back on the broom then, and we'll move back into the doorway, and then tally-ho, done.
Okay. In which case, Quinch is now up to you.
So has the castle moved again since my last turn?
No, it's moved back 50 foot. So essentially, where you are now on the map, imagine you're actually 50 foot further down.
Okay, I'll just catch up with it a little bit. I'll just move
40 foot then. So, right.
I've got a great idea. Hold on, lads. You see these curtains here? Can we tie a bit of string around one end of it and then tie it onto something to make like a hammock? And then we can all just sit in the hammock.
Because a hammock on a stormy ship is a great idea, isn't it?
I'm pretty sure
It works for sailors. I think that's what they were
sailors
invented for, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right. Krill, you're up.
I just, as it lurches, I just brace myself again. Whoa, it's like roller coaster.
Yeah. It's worth noting that as that happened, that table would have gone sort of flying towards down here. So that table's no longer in front
barricaded
of you.
the door.
That table's no longer in front of you. But what I'm going to say is, because of the movement and because you've got nothing in front of you to brace yourself against, I'm going to have you roll a athletics check, but with disadvantage.
Innit?
He's clinging onto that throne like a Lannister.
12, 18 on the first, 15 on the second.
15.
That's overall.
15 overall. You do fall off the chair, but not to the extent that you take any significant damage. Okie dokie. Back to the top of the order.
Am I prone though? Am I prone or am I stood?
You are. That's actually. Yeah, you're prone. Fuck it. Thanks for worsening your position,
mate. It's just a bit of flair, isn't it?
I know. I tell you what. Roll me an acrobatics, and we'll see if that prones you.
9 overall.
9 overall. Yeah, you're prone. Right. Just as you're getting your bearings on this latest movement of the castle, it just takes another weird turn, and it lurches 50 foot left this time. Watch out, Quinch. Right. So, Dweezil. You're in a bit of no man's land, mate.
Yeah, there's not a lot I can do. I'm assuming that this is Knobhead that's doing this, rather than some kind of nature. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and persuade him to calm it down a little bit. So I'm going to, and I'll do it by throwing a minor illusion cantrip at him to make my voice a bit louder. Classic Dweezil, do the minor illusion giant's voice. I won't say the poem. And I will attempt to persuade him to calm it down a little bit.
So what are you saying to him then?
Zephyrus, we are being thrown asunder down here. Please calm the movements of the castle before someone is seriously hurt.
Very dramatic way of saying it. It's almost like you're playing a part. You hear a couple of noises from upstairs, and you hear him responding, if I can remember how his accent went. Dweezil, I am sorry. These things are happening. I will explain. I honestly, please stay safe. That wasn't his accent, so we'll get it in a minute. But unfortunately, with that, you're still going to have to. Let's go for an acrobatics to see how you do in terms of saving yourself from the the opposite wall.
12.
12. Oof. So yeah, very much like last time. I'm gonna suggest that with that score, you do make it. You make it because now you're going in that direction. You're gonna make it halfway, relatively successfully. But then, unfortunately, it's just too much for you, and you take some damage hitting the final wall. That was 12, do you?
Yep.
Ooh.
12 bludgeoning damage as you hit the other wall.
This is good, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm enjoying it, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dab off.
There's not a lot I can do because I'm on the back of a broom. I guess I just have to kind of just roll with it, don't I?
Yeah, you could thank Greg Emil.
Yeah, for my action, I'm going to thank him. Thank you, Greg.
That's all right. That's fine. How about making that sweet, sweet hammock I was on about?
Can I feasibly run over to the curtain and make a hammock in the time it takes for a castle to shift 50 feet to the left?
60 seconds. So it is worth. You can't do anything. Obviously, where you're placed on the. Obviously, all of this is happening at the same time. You're ahead of Greg in the initiative order, so you have no control over the broomstick. But in theory, there's a potential that you go slamming into the other wall. But I'm assuming Greg's going to.
I have
next turn.
Got an idea.
No, in 6
something...
seconds, you can't get off the broomstick.
Yeah.
Run and grab the curtain, make a hammock out of it, and get back on.
Hearing Dweezil try and persuade the guy to calm it down and the guy refusing to, can I be a bit of a prick and mage hand the immovable rod close to one of the walls and turn it on? Because if he's going to carry on playing silly buggers, I'm at least taking a wall with it.
I mean, that's just more holes for us to fall out of, to be fair.
Or it might stop the castle moving, to be fair. If it's going to the left, if I can put it against one of the right-hand walls, that can, in theory, stop it from...
So you can mage... I'll allow you to mage hand the rod to position, but I won't necessarily let you switch it on just yet.
Okay, can I move it into position?
Oh, saying that, is your mage hand a bonus action, or is it an action?
It is a bonus action, isn't it?
Okay, so I'll let you do that then, sorry.
So I can move it somewhere and then turn it on?
Yes.
Can I move it to within the little, 20-foot hole between the two floors?
Yep.
I'm going to do that.
So it's dead. So it's pretty much dead centre of the room.
And I'm going to turn it on to try and stabilise the castle or kill us all by collapsing the castle, depending on how strong it is. Why not?
Why not? Yeah. Greg.
I could ask Davoff if he would like a little lift.
To where?
Well, I just mean on the broom as well. I think I could have multiple people on it.
Yeah, I don't think I got off the broom, did I?
No. You're still on the broom.
He's asking if you want to stay.
Yeah, I'll stay, or you can kick me off if you want. Whatever you want to do.
Okay, fine. Well, so we just move into the middle of the room. Oh, can I pick Dweezil up as well? Could I have 3 people on the broom?
I don't think you got room. I know Dabov's a gnome, but actually in terms of room, it's going to be pretty difficult to get 3 of you on there.
Oh, okay, fine.
You tell me, how long do you think your broomstick is, realistically?
Self-evaluation is never accurate. Half whatever he says.
I thought it was divide by 3, isn't that the rule?
Some of us don't have to exaggerate that much.
I don't know.
You're a gnome, of course you have to.
Yeah. Do you? It's your broomstick.
Like, what's a broomstick average? Probably like 2
5 foot,
feet,
6 foot,
3 foot, something like that.
3 foot a broomstick. More than that.
Probably about 5, isn't it? I'd have thought.
Yeah, I'd say about 5 foot. Remembering you've got the bristles at the end, that's going to take up a good foot or so.
Yeah, and the shield with the dragon face.
Yeah,
And the wings.
yeah.
Okay, yeah, probably not feasible.
Sorry.
So you just fly. So essentially, are you just flying into the?
Yeah,
into the room
just
then?
go in centre of the room, I guess.
Okay. No magic or anything you can do that can help or anything?
I don't think I have got anything that can help. I was looking at
Okay.
my spells.
Could I ask? Oh, go on. No, go on.
So do we not get thrown to one side?
No, because what we're saying is that with his physics degree, Greg's going to
Move
be
with the
able
castle.
to judge. Yeah, move with the castle. So he's
Okay.
Quinch, your turn now. The castle is very much heading towards you. So I'm going to need you to give me an acrobatics check to make sure that it doesn't slam into the side of you.
Okay. 7.
7. It does. You're flat. You're flat against the side of the castle.
Of course, I would obviously brace for impact using my wings as a pillow. So.
Oh, they're both broken.
Of course. In doing so,
what Greg's turn is it?
And in doing so, you take 17 points of damage.
I can fly on the windscreen.
It really is like the Looney
Wait.
Tunes.
Why did I take so much? That seems like quite a lot.
It's a castle, just smacked you in the face, mate. It moved
But,
50 feet.
Yeah, but is it not the same as being on the inside of it? Isn't it not the same force?
It is, but you failed, and you failed your dexterity throw outside the castle, and you had nothing to do, and it smashed you into a better roll. You would have probably taken a bit less damage, but you had 40 foot worth of quote unquote falling damage smash you right in the side of the face.
Fair.
Okie dokie. And last of the turn is Krill.
Did anyone hear a loud bang outside?
Someone's knocking at the door.
It's worthwhile noting, MJ. The good news is you've caught up with the castle.
Just hold on, mate. Just hold on. Krill's having a whale of a time. He's loving it. For him, this is fun. I'm so glad we've not heard anything about the horses being thrown about. I'm assuming they're just all stood still in the middle as they were.
They're glue at this point.
Yeah. Like I said, stood still like glue. Yeah, I mean, what am I? I'm prone. Which way did it move? Did it
went left. So as you're looking at it, Sam, right.
So I would potentially be moved this direction?
No, the other way.
Yeah, knew that. Krill is just going to spread himself out like a starfish and try and create as much surface... What do you call it? As much friction, as much surface area, and create as much friction as he slides as possible. What role would that be, Mr. DM?
That's a great question.
Friction.
Performance.
How tall are these arms of the chair?
I fell off the chair, mate.
Yeah, he's on the floor at this point. He's prone on the floor.
Oh, that was last turn you fell off the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. I'd say that's probably strength as well. You're trying to sort of just claw at the floor as much as possible, trying to just dig in.
Like a flat strength or an acrobatics or athletics?
Athletics.
Athletics, love it.
Disadvantage because you're prone.
Yeah,
which was your own idea, for the record.
No. The prone was my idea. The disadvantage wasn't.
It'd be funny if you was a barbarian and you could have activated rage so that you took as minimal damage as possible. Let's not worry about that.
He's not made that mistake before, has he? So, you know.
I do have an actual really good question. Could you please tell us what Sebastian's doing during all this as well?
I said, they're just chilling like it's nothing.
Shut up, Mike. They're going to get to Vin eventually, and I don't want anything to happen to him.
You know when we found out that Sebastian is essential to the story? It's because he is the immovable goat.
Well, he's a mountain goat, isn't he? So he's just climbing on
Yeah,
shit.
he's literally a mountain goat.
He's probably halfway up a
nothing
wall.
to him.
He's Michael Flatley tap dancing at the moment. He's Lord of the Castle.
Okay. Well, without disadvantage, I'd have got a 25. With disadvantage, 13.
13. Unfortunately, that's not good enough, and you take 7 points of bludgeoning damage as you go smashing into.
So I still had 8 temporary, so we're all right.
Excellent. And with that, you suddenly feel all of that uncertainty with the castle. You feel it suddenly just ease and stop, and
do it again. Do it again.
Thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed this episode, hit the subscribe button on your favourite podcast app to ensure you don't miss any future instalments of Dice and Desire. And in the meantime, if you want to interact with us, come and find us on Twitter and Instagram at Dice and Desire.
The Four Corners Podcast presents The Final Crusade, a Pathfinder 1E Mythic Rules adventure playing Wrath of the Righteous. Come sit at our table and join our 5 intrepid players for the high highs,
or Mythic Tier 2,
the low lows, and hits her in the temple.
Are you f***ing kidding me?
And she dies.
Oh my god. Wait, what?
Utter chaos.
Solidarity! And then she's gonna pull a card from the deck.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is going off the rails.
Oh,
An untold mystery. And I guess we'll have to find out what it all means next time on The Final Crusade.
Wait, what is happening?
That's a great question.
I'm so confused.
Join us every Wednesday on all major podcast platforms.